A lot of my consultees have asked me to make a video about how I explain EMDR to my clients. And I probably do it different all the time. If the client looks interested in the things I'm saying, then I'll continue. If they look like their eyes are glazing over, I might just shorten the explanation. And also, it's part of a pitch. I think sometimes the hardest thing for a new therapist is to convince the client why they should try this new thing. So those seems to be two issues that can be problematic for a newer therapist. So I usually just start with REM. Most people understand what REM is. I explain it a little, as I'm explaining EMDR, but most people have heard of rapid eye movement, and that doesn't seem to be too scary to them. They know that that at night that their eyes move back and forth. They've heard that somewhere in a movie or somewhere. And if they have never heard of it, then I just give them a short explanation about it. So that pitch kind of, so that explanation goes something like this. So let's say that you were coming into my office today. And at the red light there, the light turned green, and you were going through the red light, and then somebody ran the red light, and you almost got T-bone. Luckily, you hit the brakes, and you almost were in an accident. And they swerved, but everybody's okay. So you might end up in my office, and you might still be a little agitated about that. You might take a deep breath. Maybe we'll do a little relaxation, knowing that you're okay, and then you'll go to sleep at night. And your eyes will move back and forth in a dream. And when your eyes move back and forth, what that's doing is it's really draining the emotionality and your body sensations from the events of your day. So you can talk about that the next day, and you're not going to feel like you're there again. You're just say, wow, you might be feel a little something, but that'll eventually go away in a day or two. And you just talk about, I was almost in that accident. I got to be really careful at that intersection next time. And you can go on with your life. And that's what REM does for us. If you like eat a big meal and you feel full, you can talk about that meal tomorrow, and you're not going to feel like you're full. You can just talk about the meal. So our body doesn't have to replicate our life experience. And a lot of that is due to REM. REM just kind of gets rid of all of that sort of sensation stuff, emotion stuff, and we're just left with, we know that that thing happened. We can talk about it. It's in our memory, and that's what REM does. So why do we need EMDR? Well, sometimes events in our life overwhelm REM, and REM breaks down. So, like, let's say you had that accident and you actually did get hit, and somebody actually was really hurt, or maybe you were hurt, and the ambulance came, and you have all these vivid images in that accident. And then you go to sleep at night, you're probably going to have a nightmare about the accident. In fact, you might have a nightmare of that exact accident or another accident or somewhere where you didn't have control. And so REM's trying to fix that, but it's not able to fix it. So you just end up with this nightmare. And sometimes that's what causes reoccurring nightmares. So what EMDR does is it takes that stuck memory, and we do this stimulation, which is kind of just like REM. We can tap, or you can watch the lights, or you have headphones, and it's doing exactly what happens to you at night, except it's sort of going to pick up where REM left off, and it's going to jumpstart that process so that it finishes, and that memory is no longer stuck where you have to feel it all the time. You'll just know that happened. It won't be emotionally upsetting. You won't feel anything in your body, and you'll just be able to talk about it just like as if there wasn't an accident. And that's what EMDR does. So EMDR is sort of this really wonderful process that if we think about something in our past and we feel something about it, you probably could benefit from EMDR no matter what it is. Because if something happened 5 years ago, you're not supposed to feel activated by that. But if you do, EMDR will get rid of that. So basically, that's all EMDR is. EMDR is like REM on steroids. And that's usually how I explain that to my clients. And they seem to really understand that. And if they have any questions, I'll tell them about I'll answer their questions. It's not really a problem.